we are in the global family, and whatever happens in any part of the globe affects each and every one of us. 8 billion people have been united in fighting against certain forces. The forces in the sense, it's not the battleground where we are fighting each other. At the current situation, what we have seen is that there is a kind of economic recession is already on. So people are very much worried about their own pocket, and they are very much worried about their 3 meals a day and try to lead their normal life as it used to be. So this recession has come up to the level right now. There are some banks are laying off the people, and there are some companies in the United States of America too is having some economic difficulties and trying to lay off the people. So at this particular time, the government, particularly the Canadian government along with the American government, they wanted to bring down the inflation rate by increasing the interest rate. So inflation versus interest rate has come up to the level now people are unable to lead their normal life. There are 19% of the Canadians cannot lead their normal life as they had been with that particular nature of the life. So at this situation, what exactly happens is the global war, the war in Israel, the war in Ukraine. These are the 2 main factors now affecting us. The British Prime Minister has visited Israel and given the moral and other economic support. A day prior to that, the American President Biden visited and given the support. Whereas in the other part, what we have to consider is, we have to consider the both sides. Palestinians have been living in that particular area, Gaza or the West Bank, for years and years. But they have been depressed with their fundamental life. They have, some of them, they feel they are the second-class citizen in their own soil. So we have to look into both sides. We have to condemn the terrorist activities of Hamas made in October the 7th. At the same time, we also have to look at Israel was established in 1948, and then Israel had a 6 days war in June 1967. And he has taken quite a lot of land from the neighboring countries. It's an aggressive war. So both have been fighting each other. Though the president of Palestine says that Hamas is not the representative of Palestine, but whereas the people have some kind of support for him. When Arafat was the leader of the Palestinian movement, the Israelis were against him. But later on they found that the Hamas are more aggressive. And there was a time then Hamas or some kind of group of people wanted to kill Arafat. The Israeli Mossad somehow came to know and advised him to take care of himself. So there are cases the enemy of the enemy becomes a friend. So in this kind of a case, what exactly happened in the Middle East case is a case that has been going on when they established Israel in 1948 May. After that, Israel feels that they are very insecure. And they have the atomic bombs. Whereas Iran producing atomic bombs or atomic energy in different ways. America is very much against Iran's move with the atomic. So the Hamas are the representatives of the Palestinians, or they are in a corner. Whatever said and done, the Palestinians, they want to live in their own land with their own fundamental freedoms and rights. Israel is not in a position to grant that. There are forces behind. For example, America and the Western countries are behind Israel. On the other side, Russia is backing the Arabs. Now there is a news has come that North Korea, though it denies, but still they are with the this kind of movements. So whatever is said and done, we shouldn't be partial to somebody. When we look into the situation there, what exactly happens is there are many years the Palestinians have been undergoing this kind of struggle. It has not been addressed very properly. Therefore, they have their own grievances too. Israel also has its own agenda. When Nasser was the president of Egypt, he said, Israel is nothing to us. If we all join together and urinate, it will be wiped out. He said similar to that. But later on, what happened, Israel has become a big power. So when Israel has become the big power, it became a challenge for the Palestinians. So in this particular time, what happens is the war in Ukraine has some kind of relationship with this war too. For example, there were weapons brought from Ukraine to the Middle East. Russians captured certain Western equipment in Ukraine, and they have handed over to them. Them in the sense that there is a liberal movement, the members of the liberal movement. So we can't understand what exactly these people are doing. The superpowers are playing the game. When two elephants are fighting the grasshopper, the people around there are suffering. So in this case, what exactly happens is it is a power struggle. Both the superpowers, including China. Now China started backing Hamas. North Korea is behind them. So when we look into these kind of things, what exactly happens is that it is a power play, power struggle among the international superpowers. So at this particular junction, we do suffer. For example, Saudi Arabia and Russia decided to reduce the production and reduce the supply of oil. That is going to make us suffer in this winter. At the meantime, what exactly happened is due to this war, the price of the crude oil has gone up. So we all have been suffering. We are trying to come out of this economic crisis, but we couldn't do that because the superpowers are controlling the global economy. The American dollar control a vital part of the global economy. China has called 140 countries and they had a meeting. In the meeting, they were trying to mobilize the Asian countries in particular, and they tried to have their economic influence, political influence, and social influence there too. So where we are heading to at this junction, the war in Ukraine, the war in the Middle East, these two are making our life very difficult and very hard. At this junction, what we have to do is we should be supporting the forces that are trying to make peace. We should make our politician be aware. We should make our politician not be partial. Therefore, it is a global issue. It's not an issue between the Israelis and Arabs, or it is between the Ukrainians and Russians, and we will wait and see what we should do. Thank you.